Remember how we all thought we'd end up with some cool superpowers, or better yet, become superhumans after getting our COVID jabs? Sad that all these dreams didn't come to fruition. However, there are some real-life people living out our superhuman dreams. From painless bodies to X-ray vision, here are some amazing people with real superpowers you won't believe exist. Number 12. Wim Hof the Iceman. Turning into a human popsicle is nowhere on my to-do list, but this guy just proves to us that he's far from being ordinary. As others rush to warm up and grab some of the puffiest coats around wintertime, Wim cuddles with the ice instead. The stunts he pulls are so risky that an ordinary person that dares try risks losing their life. Far from being a stuntman, Wim is a lot more than that. He's extraordinary. We gave him the nickname Iceman for the sake of this video. His ability to submerge himself in ice for over 2 hours and still maintain a regular body temperature has scientists baffled. This guy's so cool that he adventured to the top of Mount Everest with nothing but shorts on. For $10 million, would you risk it? Number 11. Ngok Thai, the man who can't sleep. See how grumpy we get when we don't get our good night's sleep. Grumpier if you're addicted to coffee and can't seem to get your fix on time. Ngok has a different story to tell. This man can't remember the last time he had a good night's sleep. He's tried everything, and I mean everything. Sleeping pills, special therapy, and even hard labor to get his body fatigued, but nothing works. There's simply no cure to his insomnia. It all started when he got a high fever in 1973, and since then, Ngok could never dream again. Sadly, he's lived with liver issues due to this bizarre condition. If you ask me, the guy could have made a fortune as a DJ. Number 10. Joe Cameron couldn't feel any pain. We'd all give anything not to feel pain, either physical or emotional. This means no more heartbreaks, no more fear of bullies, and the list could go on and on. But Joe gets to live this reality. She lived her whole life not knowing of this super ability. It was only when she was 65 and getting an operation done on her arthritic hand that she discovered her superpower. Does that mean all her life she didn't know how people experience physical pain? Surprisingly, she didn't. She'd previously had a hip replacement surgery, and the doctors had warned that the hand would be way worse and needed stronger painkillers. Joe proved them wrong when she was able to go through without any painkillers at all. Since it was something rather scientifically odd, she had to undergo some tests to identify what exactly could cause her body to endure such pain. It was discovered that she had lots of anandamide in her body. The quantity was so much that the chances of her ever having fear, anxiety, or pain were as good as zero. Could you imagine being the most fearless woman in the world? Number 9. Daniel Browning Smith, the Rubber Boy. While you're struggling with back issues in your late 20s, this guy can roll up into a ball without any racking sounds. The most flexible man on earth is a title Daniel definitely deserves. I mean, the guy has beaten the Guinness World Record 5 times. When he displays his skills, one could not help but wonder where the bones in his body vanish. The skill is so sensational that he's been featured on big television shows including Oprah Winfrey and Ripley's Believe It or Not. No, we don't believe it till we see it. At least someone is capitalizing on their superpower. Number 8. Scott Flansburgh, the fastest human calculator. Scott has held this title for 20 years, and his skill will blow your mind. Try this. Pick or think of any number at all. Can you imagine Scott can multiply it all day? So how did he find out about his superhuman ability? Well, it started when he was 9, in class daydreaming while the teacher was teaching them addition techniques. Once his teacher noticed he wasn't paying attention, they decided to call him forward to solve a math problem so as to make an example of him. How Scott handled the problem was unique. He could solve it in the same way you read a sentence, from left to right instead of usual right to left. It was so interesting that all his math teachers allowed him to come up with concepts instead of them teaching him the ordinary methods. Wait a minute, was he getting paid for this free work? Despite being a child genius, school wasn't his main agenda. He decided to drop out of high school and serve the Japan Air Force for 2 years before moving back to America. Number 7. Ben Underwood, the boy with sonar vision. Ben Underwood is proof that you don't need 20/20 vision to navigate through life. You actually don't need vision at all. What can you see when you close your eyes? Nothing? That was Ben Underwood's life. He could see everything. Yes, he was able to lead a normal life like any other regular person, even better if you ask me. So, how did he do it? He made use of his other senses, hearing. Like dolphins, he used sounds to detect the exact location of anything. This ability helped Ben enjoy activities he loved like running, basketball, bicycle riding, football, and skateboarding. I wonder if he was ever able to navigate around driving a car. Unfortunately, in 2009, this superhero lost his life to cancer. Rest in paradise, champ. If you think Ben's superpower is cool, why don't you stick around a little longer to see a woman with X-ray vision? I couldn't believe it either. Number 6. Derek Paravicini, the human jukebox. Even with our favorite songs, we can miss a note or two, but Derek can't relate. He grew up blind, yet drawn towards music. He'd expressed his passion for the art by playing what he'd heard, hymns that his family sang in church. Being blind, he'd obviously never seen anyone play the piano or even had a slight idea of what it was. However, Derek shocked his family and the world when he could copy tunes and play them note for note. During interviews, he explained that he feels the heartbeat of the music. He finds music in sounds of different daily activities like keys rattling. And all this is registered in his memory for future reference. How cool is that? Number 5. Prahlad Yani, the man who can survive without food and water. The thought of giving up your comfort food sounds scary, right? This man is a fearless man that I guess took one for the team. He claims to have stayed hungry since 1940 and has been able to lead a normal life. Is there anyone who could back these claims? What if he secretly does cheat meals? All it takes is a couple of weeks to start getting bony, yet this guy managed to handle decades of starving. What's the secret, you may ask? Well, that's exactly one of India's unsolved mysteries. To prove he wasn't a fraud, he was once locked in a room for 10 days for observational studies. To everyone's surprise, the guy was perfectly healthy without food or water. Could he be the key to solving world hunger? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 4. Natasha Demkina, a girl who can see through people's flesh. Here comes our X-ray girl. She's got the most piercing eyes that can see right through your skin. A walking X-ray machine. I'm not kidding. She once told the doctor where all his scars were from a previous car accident without any prior contact. If that doesn't spook you out, then I don't know what will. Number 3. Roshan Krishnan Velu, the Tooth King. More like every dentist's worst nightmare. If I had a toothpaste brand, I'd definitely hire him to endorse my brand. Can you see what crazy tricks he can pull? Velu here has pulled a 7-coach train with his steel rope, one end of which was tied to the train and the other tied between his teeth without experiencing any damage. If you think it's easy, imagine chewing on a piece of metal. Not so easy after all, is it? He currently holds a Guinness record for this unexplained ability. Number 2. Rebecca Sharrock, the woman with a super memory. While events of last weekend may be hazy to some of us, Rebecca remembers everything about her life in detail. In fact, she can remember every minute of every day in the finest of detail, and each time she experiences the emotions she felt afresh. That's what life with highly superior autobiographical memory, or HSAM for short, is like. It means, in short, that she has the ability to remember everything. But that also is a curse in disguise, which means her brain has no capacity to forget. It sounds like a great thing to have when you're prepping for that big exam, but in the end, it could be traumatic if you're healing from pain you're trying to forget. Rebecca has complained of headaches causing anxiety, and even shares how hard it is to fall asleep due to constantly having random flashbacks. The good news is, music seems to help her calm down. Is there anything that music can't fix? Number 1. Kevin Richardson, the Lion Whisperer. How do you befriend a vicious carnivore? Not just any carnivore, but one crowned the king of the jungle. Kevin can apparently speak to cats, which include big animals like cheetahs and lions. Kevin befriends them and makes them dance to his tunes. This is a rare bond that not many people share with wild animals and has attracted many wildlife enthusiasts. The only dancing I'd ever do near a lion is my wobble knee dance due to fear. Better yet, if I'm stupid enough to do a treadmill dance, jolt out the scene like Usain Bolt, thanks to the adrenaline. Anyway, did you know the only animal a lion can't attack casually is an elephant? For humor's sake, have you heard the story of the vengeful elephant from India that took the life of a woman that later crashed her funeral? Despite several speculations, we can't say what the beef was, but we're sure elephants aren't the type to be messed with. An elephant never forgets. Until next time, adios.